Welcome. My name is Norman St-Pierre. I'm Director of Research and Technical Services with Perdue AgriBusiness Animal Nutrition. As you may know, there are many nutrition companies around. What differentiates us is our approach using research and our drive towards the economics of animal nutrition. Our research right now has driven us into 3 areas of animal nutrition that we call internally pillars. People are surprised when they learn that the guts of an animal are not part of the animal, they're part of the outside. Really, they're the outside world inside the animal. And populating these guts are millions, billions, gazillions of microbes, bacteria, archaea, protozoa, name it. They're all there. And in there you have mostly good bugs and you have a few bad ones. I call them the Al Capones of the microbial world. Now, in normal times, the animal does pretty well with it, but when there's some subtle stress coming in, suddenly the Al Capones emerge and can cause some problems. And for the nutrients to be absorbed, you need to have healthy, good producing guts. So the area that we're in is we provide nutrients that either will benefit the good population, the good bugs, or we provide directly microbials that will exclude the Al Capones of the microbial world. That's our area of digestive help that we're involved in, and that forms our first pillar. When we think about milk production, most people think about fluid milk. Most people think that this is how milk is being consumed. That was true at some point in time in the US. If we just go back to 1980, the average person in the United States was consuming about 240 pounds of milk in the form of fluid milk per year. Nowadays, it's less than 140 pounds. So the consumption of fluid milk has dropped. But in the meantime, whereas the average person was consuming on a fluid equivalent about 540 pounds in 1980, now the US average consumer consumes 640 pounds. But it's not in the form of fluid milk anymore. It's the form of dairy product. And this is the guy that has changed the world, cheese. Cheese consumption was about 17 pounds per capita just in 1980. And nowadays it's over 38 pounds per capita. That's 120% increases in cheese consumption. That has changed the way producers are paid for their milk. Nowadays, because butterfat and proteins are the primary determinant of cheese yield, nowadays producers, most of the milk in the US is priced based on components: butterfat, protein, and other solids, which is basically the lactose and the minerals. But 95% of the milk check is protein and butterfat, and 99% of the net income over feed cost is from butterfat and protein. So driving protein production in a cow is a very profitable enterprise. And we used to think that protein are made of amino acid, and therefore we had to supply amino acid in the same ratio as what's being put in the milk. That's kind of true, but not quite right. What we have found is that some amino acid have biogenic effect. They basically stimulate the machinery. And so in our second pillar area, amino acid and protein nutrition, we concentrate on finding those amino acids that stimulates the mammary gland to produce more milk protein and generates more income to the producer. I may look old to some of you, but it doesn't feel quite that way at my end. I went through college in the 1970s, and during that time, in nutrition, we used to think that fats, any kind of fat, was just a source of energy. They were absorbed, just provide energy. It didn't matter what the fat composition was in terms of the specific fatty acids. What we have found since is that it really does matter. Now, you remember earlier I was talking about this guy, the cheese. 55% of the milk currently goes into cheese production, and the butterfat yield is a primary determinant on how much cheese you're going to get out of 100 weight of milk. What we're finding out is that some of the fatty acids have biogenic effect. You can think in human nutrition of the effect of the omega-3s in human nutrition and how they impact health. Well, the same thing happens in animals, but also some of these fatty acids enhances the production, the synthesis of the fat. or can be rerouted towards restoring better condition score in cows to improve their health and their reproduction. But at this point right now, we've made major advances in being able to not only provide the right profile of the fatty acids, but also we have to protect some of them, because once they get in the rumen of a cow, some of the unsaturated fatty acid gets saturated. And we have to protect them in some ways if they're going to do their biogenic role. So in a nutshell, folks, that's us. Digestive health, protein, amino acid nutrition, fatty acid nutrition. We constantly keep improving our knowledge there through our research. In the meantime, though, if you think we can be of help, some assistance, contact any one of us. We'd be more than glad to help you.